Today, I want to talk about the process of decomposition, specifically within the human body. After a human dies, their body begins to decompose in a multi-stage and smelly process that usually takes about 2 months. I say usually due to how certain factors can impact this process. I want to preface beforehand that I'm not a medical professional. Instead, I'm more like a medical unprofessional, due to the fact that I don't have a degree in anatomy or anything along those lines. Some of this video is exaggerated, as well as simplified, so it can be consumed for your guys' enjoyment. And hopefully, it's educational. If you want to take a more in-depth and detailed look, I have the reference in the description of this video, as well as the end of the video. Now let's factor in what impacts decomposition. Alright, let's look at factors impacting decomposition. One factor that impacts decomposition is temperature. Temperature can either speed up or slow down decomposition. Heat causes decomposition to speed up, making it take less time. Cold, on the other hand, causes it to slow down, making decomposition take longer. We can even see temperature's effect on decomposition in history, with people like Otzi the Iceman, who died 5,300 years ago, but we were able to find it mostly preserved as a result of the cold temperature he died in. Hopefully, that was a cool fact to help tie this together. Get it? Cool means gold. Anyway, on to the next factor. Acids and bases also impact decay, with high acidities and alkalinities, which are high and low pHs, speeding up decomposition. Imagine lemon or baking soda having an effect on decomposition. Who would have known? These factors can also be helpful for determining the time of death, as well as hidden and even sometimes illegal graves, which are known as clandestine graves. Imagine finding out your long-lost grandma was actually buried beneath where your local Taco Bell was before it burned down. Neat. Now that you've seen some factors, let's look at what all of you clicked on this video for. The process of decomposition. Alright, let's look at stage 1, which occurs days 1 to 6 after death. In this stage, soft tissue decomposes. And at this point, you're still wondering what decomposition or decompose means. Basically, something's breaking down from its original state to something far less appealing usually, like normal human body to like a skeleton. Also during this stage, your body does sort of a self-digestion. Cells, which are unable to get more oxygen from your dead body, are unable to put waste into your bloodstream. This causes cells to become acidic, due to a buildup of a chemical compound called carbon dioxide, or CO2, which is what we exhale after breathing in air. This buildup causes cell membranes to burst, which takes enzymes that break down organic molecules like protein and digest the cell. This then creates small blisters, which are found on internal organs, and releases a nutrient-rich liquid that gives corpses their sheen. This also causes the skin to slip. Surprisingly, I found another SpongeBob picture that somehow fits what I'm talking about. Muscles and parts of the body, like your eyes, jaws, and neck, tense and stiffen up, what is known as rigor mortis. No, that's not the mortis from Brawl Stars. Rigor mortis. As cells get destroyed more and more as the body cools, it relaxes what is known as rigor mortis. This process is affected by body size, location, conditions, and the outfit. So maybe wearing full ski gear isn't the best idea when dying. Even though you don't really have a choice, or no, that's gonna happen, but just don't wear that. 1 or 2 hours after death, gravity causes blood cells to stop moving, which makes the skin look purplish red in a process called liver mortis. How creative. Which also makes you look like my good buddy, Thanos. Blood cells take about 6 to 12 hours to settle, so don't expect your Thanosification for a bit. After a couple of days, after proteins and blood in the body decompose, it gives off an offensive odor. I don't have a joke here, as doing so might give me a bad rep, which I don't want. Alright, let's move on to a hopefully less complicated stage for you guys to understand. Next we got stage 2, which takes place a week to 23 days after death. Bloating occurs in this stage, in which nutrient-rich fluid turns tissue in the body to liquid. Kind of like a human soup is how I like to think of it. Microbes, bacteria, fungus, and protozoa attack tissue as well, releasing gases like carbon dioxide. Human tissue makes it gassy like a bean burrito from Taco Bell. This buildup of gases causes the bloating, which mostly occurs in the intestinal tract, where most microbes are found. These gases can also cause a tear in the abdominal wall, or even come out of your rectum, otherwise known as your behind. Gross. That's all for this stage. Now let's get gassed up for the next one. Stage 3, which is otherwise known as active decay, takes place about 24 to 50 days after death. Insects like maggots join in on all the tissue are moving fun. Muscles and fat are reduced to a pasty-like substance. Also, the body can become more basic or acidic, with air making bodies more basic and lack of air causing more acidity. The more extreme the pH, which is closer to 14 for bases and 0 for acids, the quicker the body decomposes. In more moist conditions with oxygen, the body's fat goes through a process that creates a waxy-like substance called adipocere, which, fun fact, is how they make soap from animal fat. Bet you didn't know that. Adipocere can come in different colors and consistencies based on the conditions surrounding the body. If the solution completely covers the body, it can slow the liquefaction of the body for years. Let's move on from the soapy operation to the next stage, and also the final one. Alright, stage 4, which is also known as the dry stage, occurs 51 to 64 days after death. At this point, only the skeleton is left behind, and thankfully, most of those nasty offensive odors are gone. Bones go through their own decomposition process called diagenesis, which can take years. So I guess the interesting bone to pick with your skeleton. Also, when bones are in a dry solid, hydroxyapatite can preserve the bones. I also forgot to mention this earlier, but your body creates new chemicals which can be helpful for determining time of death. Some of them are also toxic, like carbon tetrachloride. Other chemicals released are hydrocarbons, which give off a sickly sweet scent. Sweet. That concludes the decomposition process, and what I have for you guys today. I hope this video provided an entertaining and maybe a little silly explanation of decomposition. If you have any questions, leave a comment or take a look at where I reference this information from. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.